This is Steven Santana with DualShockers, and we are going to be playing the Uncharted Nathan Drake Collection demo, which was released today, September 29th, 2015, for the PlayStation 4 console. This is the port that Bluepoint did for the PlayStation 3 trilogy, Drake's Fortune, Among Thieves, and Drake's Deception, over onto the PlayStation 4, which releases next Friday, which is surprising. Usually games release on Tuesdays. Nonetheless, it will be releasing October 9th, 2015, for PS4 digitally and retail. I'll probably get the retail version. I'm going to start playing the demo in 3, 2, 1. Oh, nope. Try again. 3, 2, 1. Alright. I had to do the countdown for basically recording purposes to sync it correctly.
Well, that was unpleasant.
You must have hit a generator. Give me a hand. Just a little more.
Nate, move!
It's no good. I'm gonna have to fix the power to get you out. You gonna be okay?
Yeah, I wish I'd brought something to read.
Looks like the circuit breaker's on the top floor. Just sit tight, I'll take care of it.
Hopefully this loading screen doesn't actually happen in the real game. Alright, here we go. So, a little bit of background. I am a huge Uncharted 2 Among Thieves fan. I, no joke, play this probably every quarter. Whenever I'm bored, I'll just pick up Uncharted 2 on the PlayStation 3 and just play the hell out of it. So I am a huge... yeah, just a gigantic fan. So anyway, I'm going to play through this. There are some differences that I spotted between this and the regular Uncharted 2 version. Of course, the Nathan Drake Collection runs at 1080p, 60 frames per second, which I believe I am running on my HD TV. Actually, I'm not very super into technical stuff. So, I mean, the whole, 1080p, 720p, 900p, all that type of arguments that sometimes occur around video games, I really don't care about. But anyway... The 60 frames per second, however, I can notice, especially the first time I played this, it was a little bit jarring to find that. This is the first difference that I noticed on my first 2 playthroughs of this demo. This is actually kind of my 4th, I guess you could say. But originally there are 3 enemies that appear here. The first 2 times I played it, you actually were only given 1. Oh, no, looks like they are actually going to give us all 3? Oh, maybe not. Yeah, because generally in the original Uncharted 2, all 3 dudes would come up here, and it triggered for me once, but apparently this time I'm only getting 2, which is surprising. Yeah, you just throw a grenade there, and they're gone. However, you do have to watch out, because those 2 guys who are still in the stairway will come after you. So yeah, a bit different. It's kind of weird. Just because I'm so used to having all 3 enemies appear and only having to take out the 1 guy. So it's kind of confusing. Of course, in the demo there are no treasures. Generally you would be able to climb up that thing and then fall down to get a treasure. These 2 guys come here, which is expected. Where's the next guy? There he is. Alright. Yeah. This is one of the better tricks to do, especially when you want to take out enemies very quickly on crushing. So yeah, so it's a great way to just take out everyone. That pillar there usually causes death for me when I'm playing through the PS3 version, but thankfully in this one, it seems like they made it a little bit easier to traverse through it.
Nate, you haven't forgotten about
Found it.
Weird thing here is every time he says found it, I keep thinking he's saying the F word. There's Elena. Let's do the standard thing, which you also do in The Last of Us, which is hold triangle to lift somebody up so that they can basically help you ascend. There's a funny little animation that'll play here if you're directly under the ladder when she kicks it. Yeah, that'll play. I think there are 3 sections where that happens, where you can be directly under a ladder when they kick it down, and that animation will play to, I guess, basically explain why Drake can't be underneath the ladder. Oh, now it triggers.
Marco,
Really?
come on.
No.
Marco,
Hello.
fish out of water.
You are so unprofessional.
Yeah, for some reason the gameplay playthrough I recorded for DualShockers for some reason would not actually trigger that scene. It was very weird. I'm not quite sure why.
Well, here we are.
Now we just gotta find the right temple.
Well, that may be easier said than done.
No, tell me about it. Maybe we can... Oh, bingo. There it is.
That's the one.
Yeah, it's gotta be.
The one in the middle of all the gunfire and explosions.
Lucky us.
Nate, that's right where Lazarevich is camped. I was hoping we'd be headed in the opposite direction.
Well, desperate times, right?
It's a callback to a previous cutscene that you probably haven't watched, just because it's not included in the demo.
Any chance this is Sector 19?
It's sad that the...
Son of a
Oh,
bitch. Alright, time to go.
sorry, I'll let the cutscene play out before I talk. It's sad that one of the best audio clips lines, which was the, sweep the city, find him, and take him out, was unfortunately relegated to radio communication. Little known fact is in the trailers leading up to Uncharted 2, that clip was played like normal audio as if it was going to be in part of a cutscene or something.
Holy shit.
But instead it's relegated to radio talk.
Here, I've got you. Give me your hand.
Just go!
This is of course the famous E3 demo shown off at E3 2009 before release. Still pretty impressive. Unfortunately, I did not grab the Smith & Wesson 6-shooter earlier, so this section might be a little bit more of a pain, since I don't have the one-shot power weapon. Also, the controls are a little bit reversed, where you use L2 and R2 to aim and shoot, unlike L1 and R1 from the original games, which actually takes a little bit of getting used to. Also, I totally forgot that L1 was used for grenade throwing and R1 for basically reloading. Oh dear, that would have been bad if I died.
Down here!
So up here you trigger the cutscene, the wall explodes, and you roll away. And the UI stays for whatever reason.
Never better.
This is the only portion of the game where you can do that. Basically, move the desk over to create cover. And yeah, for some reason, that section is the only time you can do that. Of course, that explosion killed the shotgun enemy. And upcoming is a melee portion, and sometimes the melee doesn't seem to work well. Kind of like clips into the animation almost. Also, it's funny that they tell you to repeatedly tap square when actually when you're meleeing in this game, you have to do the triangle counter, basically. And almost died there.
Good point.
There's a bit of auto-aim in this game as well. It's a little jarring, especially when you get to the helicopter boss fight later with the grenade launcher, but even right there I could kind of tell that there's some auto-aim going on.
What the hell are they doing?
Don't really like it, especially because there's no way to disable it. Also, it seems the UI at the top left with the AK seems to have changed from the original Uncharted 2 UI to the Uncharted 3, which is a little bit more detailed. Not like a whole lot, but enough that you notice it. One of the more famous scenes in video games.
We were almost in that.
One of the better lines of the entire game. And there's a power weapon.
come on.
So yeah, relegated to walking inside that room, and once you get out, you get back to the regular walking animation. That's a lot quicker.
Come on.
Ooh, missed. Yeah. Yeah, Smith & Wesson is really good in this game.
Sweet.
Yeah, tell me about it. The resistance fighters built incredible civilian bombs.
Lucky for us.
Want to grab that.
Bring it on!
Good. Alright. Cutscene. Always starts you off in front of the thing here, the little wooden bench, instead of behind it, like it was previous to the cutscene, which is a little bit annoying. Yeah. So the auto aim, yeah, you can kind of see it. It's really annoying for this section, since you're supposed to be able to freely aim and basically predict where the copter is going. That way you can hit it, especially when it's moving, since grenade launchers aren't exactly like rockets and don't instantly hit their target once fired. I didn't get that the other time. Oh, that's great. Apparently that was, I believe it was his son said that or something, and he incorporated it into the game when you sometimes melee punch someone. It'll be Kitty Got Wet. Yeah, and that's it. It's a really short demo. Still really good. Like, I expect the Uncharted collection to do great, but there are just like little bits of differences that I don't know. It's kind of strange. The whole enemy placement with not having there to be 3 enemies, there's 2 or 1, or I don't know, sometimes maybe all 4 will show up for whatever reason. Yeah, the audio being out of sync sometimes with Marco Polo not triggering, the helicopter battle having that auto aim, which is kind of annoying. It's a 5 GB download for this demo too, which is strange with how short it is. But glad to see that they kept intact the section where you push the table on its side to provide cover, which is, I mean, seriously, that's like the only time in the entire game that you do that, which is really funny, especially when you consider that it was probably only included in there in that one section so that they could show it off in the gameplay demo for E3. So yeah, that's it for today. Thank you for watching. If you did watch this, you can subscribe to DualShockers, and for everything and anything gaming, always keep it locked to DualShockers.com.